Kane is in the building.
Hi guys, so I'm going to do a full day of eating today. I'm going to show you exactly what I eat on a daily basis. I've started my day with 2 pints of water just to wake up my digestive system. And now I'm going to have 5 eggs and 20 grams of cashews. Catch you in a bit. Okay guys, here's my breakfast. 5 eggs, 20 grams of nuts. I've ended up having mixed nuts rather than cashews because I couldn't find my cashews. So yeah, I'm going to get that down me and then I'll get to work. And I'm going to show you meal 2 now before I eat it basically, because I'm taking this to work with me and I'll have that about 9:15. So in there we've got 200 grams of lean minced beef, 2 whole eggs scrambled, and then 100 grams of white rice. I'll eat that about 9 o'clock. That'll be in my break at work, so I won't take my camera to work, but that's what I'm eating at meal 2, 9 o'clock, and I'll be back to you guys at about 11:30. Hi guys, so I just got back from work, time for meal 3. So guys, next meal, we've got 250 grams of chicken, 250 grams of sweet potato, and it literally is so easy to do. So the chicken goes in the pan, sweet potato goes in the microwave, and then the broccoli follows in the microwave, and then that's the meal done. So when I have my lunches, or most of the time when I eat, I like to make it as easy as possible, because there's nothing worse than spending your whole day cooking. So it's nice every now and then to make a meal that's a little nicer. Obviously these taste a lot better in the oven, but a lot more convenient this way. So bang these in the microwave, they take about 6-7 minutes, and then ready to eat. So here we have the pre-workout meal. My broccoli's in the microwave, that'll be about 5 minutes, but I've got to eat this now because I'm training in an hour from now exactly, so got to get a move on. I'm going to get this down me, another litre of water. I'm going to start sipping my White Monster ready for my training session, and then I've got a banana to go down as well. So this will be my pre-workout meal. I've got about 50 grams of protein and about 80 grams of carbs in this meal. Chicken and sweet potato down the hatch, broccoli time. Don't always eat my food like this, but needs must. So, just finished that meal. I'm training in about 30 minutes. Ideally I'd give myself a little bit longer to let my food go down, but I'm training at 1:15 with a mate today, so it's just how today's worked out. Nutrition is largely misunderstood, so I wanted to try and do this video today to try and give you guys an idea of what I'm eating, why I'm eating it, and what my goals are, and hopefully give you an idea of what you need to kind of be putting yourself through with regards to your own diet to get the progress that you want to make. So I'm in a position now whereby I want to compete this year. Last year I competed, but I just look like a dwarf on stage, not regards to height but regards to size, so all the guys are bigger than me. So my target this year was to add as much muscle tissue as possible, so I need to eat a lot to make that happen because my activity levels are so high. So my calories at the moment are about 4,500 calories a day. On rest days I have about 3,500. I eat a little less on rest days, simply because I like to place my food around training. So that helps me with my recovery a lot. And this is what I do with a lot of my clients. But back to nutrition and why it's misunderstood. There's so much misinformation online nowadays that you're paralysed. You don't really know what to do, where to go for information and what to do with your diet. But unfortunately, your progress in the gym will stall if you don't ensure that your diet is adequate to ensure that you're recovering from your sessions so you can keep making progress. So you're not going to continue to get stronger unless your food is adequate. And this is so important. So I don't want you to go start working on a progressive overload plan where you're aiming to progress your strength in every movement and then get 4 weeks down the line and find that you're absolutely burnt out because your nutrition's not adequate. So this is something that you really need to look into. So if you put this into like this grand scheme of a week, let's say you're training 5 times a week or maybe 4 times a week, you've then got 5 opportunities to make sure that you're doing what you need to do in the gym to get the results that you want. But then you've also got your nutrition that comes into play. This is, let's say you're eating 4 meals a day. 4 meals times 7 is 28 times in a week. So 28 times a week you eat. These are again opportunities for you to build the body that you want. And if you're missing out on too many of these numbers, then your results aren't going to come to where you want them to be. So if you think I've got to hit 33 things a week, 5 of them being training and 28 being diet, how many of them am I taking off each week to ensure I get to where I want to be? If you're not taking enough off, you won't get to where you want to be. It's that simple. You need to ensure that you're doing the things on a daily basis to get you to the end goal point. So you've got to think, what's my end goal? And you've got to work backwards from there. So what do I need to do? What do I need to eat? How do I need to train? How hard do I need to train? How much food do I need to eat? It's all these little things, all these little details. You need to ensure that on a daily basis that you're getting these things right. And I can't stress how important diet is as one of these things, because if you think training is only 4 or 5 times a week, diet is 30 times a week, potentially, even more for some people, if you eat more often. So for me, I'm eating 7 meals a day at the moment. So that's 7 times 7, that's like 49 times a week I'm eating. I'm only training 4 or 5 times, so this is where diet becomes this massive thing that, for me, it's now a priority, because I can't keep making progress unless my diet's sufficient. So if I want to go in the gym today and progress all my lifts, I will not do so if the last 3 days of my diet haven't been eating the amount of food that I need to eat. So this is where dieting becomes key for performance, and performance is what's going to make sure you keep making progress. So if your diet isn't where it's at right now, then you need to use this video as a bit of a motivator to think, right, I need to ensure that my diet is on point this week and moving forward to enable me to keep making progress in the gym, because otherwise I'm going to get unstuck. My results are you're going to plateau. It's as simple as that. So make your training a priority, but your diet has to be an even bigger priority, because if you can't get them both right, you're going to limit how far you're going to make progress. So I hope this helps anyway, and I'll show you all the meals that I eat today, and I'll give you an idea on how I feel in my relationship with eating, because it's come to a point now where every day I have to eat more than my body needs, and it's hard, it's challenging, but in order to get the results that I want, I have to do that. So I have to be willing to make these, have to be willing to eat more than what my body wants to eat, and that's bodybuilding. That's how you get bigger than you currently are. You have to be in an energy surplus, so you have to keep consuming food and food and food. And people have this. So many people will say, "Oh, I eat loads, but I can't get any bigger." Eat more. There's always room for more. You're clearly not eating enough, and hopefully this video will give you an idea on how much I eat every day and what you need to, the work that needs to go into eating to fuel your performance and the goals that you set. But yeah, hope this helps. If you've got any questions, then by all means, please ask. Okay guys, I'm going to do a voiceover for today's workout. Apologies because I'm a little bit bunged up, but I will do my best to get this over to you and explain as best as I can so you can implement it into your own workout. So me and George did a session on, it was a push based session, and the aim of the session was to go through, here we are just warming up, this is George's first working set, but the idea was we're going to hit a set of 8, then a set of 12 on 6 compound movements. So we're going to go from a chest movement to a shoulder movement to a tricep movement, then back through, and then we're going to do some isolation work to finish off the session. So it's about 10 exercises in total, and I will show you through these now. So George started his set, I think he got a set of 6. The aim was to come down with a 3-second negative and then drive back up and be as explosive as we can on the way up and control the negative down. And here's my set. First working set, I think I did 110 for 5, which isn't the strongest I've done previously. My best is 110 for 10, but my strength isn't at an all-time high at the moment. My weight's a little bit lower. I'm about 5 pounds lighter than normal. So when my weight drops, my strength drops a little bit too. But I was happy with this, and then I went down to do 100 for 8, and then I did 90 I think for 12, and George did 90 for 12, oh 80 for 12 I think. But yeah, all the videos are up, and I'll sped this up a little bit now, but I'll be back to you in the next exercise.
we move into this plate loaded shoulder press, which is a movement that I've not done before. This session was pretty random because I wasn't training in my normal gym, so I wasn't following my normal program. I was literally just following my normal program guide, where I know what I want to hit and how I want to hit it. But it was a case of using the equipment that this gym had rather than where I normally train. So I've been training at Rocco for the last week now. Just got a week sketch pass. All my mates training there, so I've been training with them this week. But yeah, this machine was quite a weird angle, but hit the shoulders quite nicely. It just didn't feel great, but the angle, but the actual exercise itself felt okay. So we went through a set of 8 and then a set of 12. The weight dropped a little bit for the set of 12. I think we went from 40 kilo a side to 35 kilo a side. And this was one exercise in the day that George out-repped me on, and it really pissed me off. So after this, gave a bit of a dig, and then went on to some dips. Weighted dips, one of my favourite moves for triceps. If you want big triceps, then these are going to be something that you need to stick in your program, because they are single-handedly the best tricep builder. These and narrow grip pressing. So come away from the cable stack and start doing these more, and your arms will grow a lot more. I assure you of that. So I started off with a 28 kilo kettlebell pinned to me, and I did 12 reps. I normally like to start with a higher rep set first on these, just to get my shoulder warmed up nicely. I did a couple of reps before with body weight, just to get myself warm, ready for dips, because you can put a bit of strain on your shoulders doing these, especially with a lot of weight pinned to you. And then this is George doing his set. I think he got 8 on 28, not sure he got that many. And then we move into a heavier set, so I've got 2 kettlebells now. It's up to 40 kilos. This was a bit more challenging. Again, my best is 50 kilos for dips, but my strength isn't at an all-time high at the moment. But these felt good, even though they're looking a little bit shoddy. Really grinding through, trying to get all the way up to the top and control the negative down. So I think I've got a 6.5, 7. And then we moved on to this nice little chest press. It's like a decline chest press, but if you change the seat position, it hits a little higher on the pec. So we went through and did a set of 8 and then a set of 12 on here. I've only filmed 1 set of each for this exercise. But again, the aim is to come down with a controlled negative and be as explosive as I can on the way up. So control down, big drive. Control, big drive. Myself back, I realised some of the faces that I put when I trained, so I don't know why I'm putting this on YouTube, but hey ho. Here we're doing some behind the neck shoulder presses on the Smith machine. I prefer to do these on the Smith rather than the 3 barbell, because it just feels a bit safer for me, but my shoulder mobility isn't that great, so these felt awesome. Again, I did a set of 8 and then a set of 12. I think I did the 12 first and then a set of 8, I went a little bit heavier. The first set felt okay. So what I would normally have done was I'd have logged this down previously, but where I'm in a different gym, the session was obviously a progressive session. It was just a case of let's try and get something done. But I still logged up my whole session, and then I will be training at Rocco, I think, a little when I'm back from travelling. So this will be a session that I incorporate probably once every 2 or 3 weeks for a push session. And I'll aim to increase my lifts on all of these movements. So next was a skull crusher. One of my favourite moves for triceps. Trying to bring the bar down to like the top of my fringe hairline, and then drive back up, trying to keep my elbows as still as I can. It's felt good. Last few reps were a struggle, which is what you want from a set. You don't want your set to be easy. It has to be to a point where you're struggling. So if you're doing the breath and out for fun, then you need to increase your weight. Next, we move into dumbbell side lateral. So we've done our compound movements now. Now we're doing some isolation work. So I did 15 reps on here for 2 sets, I think. could have done flies on here, but I decided to make it into another chest press movement just because it felt pretty cool. So we did a set of 8 on here and a set of 12. Again, a little bit heavier for the 8, a little bit lighter for 12. Hands were all over the place, but it actually felt nice on the chest and took a lot of stress out of the shoulder joint, whereas a lot of pressing movements would cause a bit of stress in the front delts, whereas this was nice. It was a lot smoother for the shoulders. So yeah, we put these in instead of the fly movement, which we tried to do at the end, but the gym didn't have availability of a fly movement. Someone was using it for ages, so we sacked it off. After this movement, we went into some tricep exercises. So we did EZ bar push down, followed by a rope push down. The EZ bar we did a set of 8 and 12. The rope push down we did a set of 15 and 20, I think, just to increase the volume a little bit towards the end. These are more of an afterthought for me of my tricep work, so obviously my narrow grip pressing and my dips are a priority. Then I'll tag these on at the end of the session just to make sure I hit the triceps nicely at the end. Was a single arm side lateral on the cables, which is an exercise that I really like for shoulders. Shoulders is something I'm trying to really bring up this year, so I found that hitting them twice a week has been helpful. So I normally do a push session and an upper session or 2 upper sessions in a week, so I'll always hit shoulders twice a week, and it will look a little bit like today. So we'll hit compound at the beginning of the workout, because that's our priority, and then we'll hit isolation towards the end when we're a bit more tired, just to ensure we get enough volume in. And yeah, frequency is twice a week when I'm training every muscle movement.
Right guys, I've just got back from training. I'm having bagels with jam on, 2 bagels, post-workout food is going in, as well as a box of Cocoa Pops, not a box, 100 grams of Cocoa Pops. It's quite a big bowl of Cocoa Pops. And then I'll pick her up from work, and then I'll get back and I'll have a chicken wrap. And then I'll probably have about an hour after that some crumpets. So I like to place a lot of food around my training, and this really helps my recovery. So high glycemic carbohydrates around training, or post-workout in particular, not pre-workout, because I don't feel too great afterwards. So this is what I have, and then I'll be eating again a big meal at about 7:30 tonight. I'm going to have dinner, so but I'll show you guys what this looks like in a sec. So guys, here we have it: jam bagels, Cocoa Pops, 100 grams of Cocoa Pops, which is about 80 grams of carbs, and then we've got 2 jam bagels here, which will probably give me about 120 grams of carbs. So 200 grams of carbs, all in all, going in straight after I train. Next meal going in, guys, what we've got is 250 grams of chicken breast going into this wrap, and that'll be the meal that bridges me between my post-workout meal and my dinner tonight, which will be a steak dinner at the Algarve Grill. But I'll take a picture of this once it's done and put that in the video too. So, looks great, eh? Chicken breast, spinach, in a wrap, going in, meal, I think this is 5. Off out for dinner, aren't we? Don't seem very amused to be on camera. You better get used to this, mate. We're YouTubers now.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So we went for a meal at Algarve Grill, which is a restaurant in Southampton, which I've not been to before, but it was awesome. We had chicken skewers for starter, me and Elle shared that, and then I had fish rice meal, it was called, which was salmon, sea bass, fat old prawns, in some rice. I was going to go for a steak, but this looked too good to turn down, so I went for that, and I was not disappointed. So if you've got anyone's in the Portsmouth area and you're going for something to eat, I would definitely recommend this place. Plenty of clean options as well for those of you who are dieting. Loads of steak options, so awesome really for anyone who lifts. So yeah, get yourself down there.
I'm the fitter brother of the two.
Clearly.
I told Pod yesterday and he had answers. Go on, what was it? Remind me.
$28 2 drinks.
That's very nice.
So that wraps up the full day of eating, guys. Here is a screenshot of my whole day's food, if you want to screenshot it in and try it yourself. I did miss one of my meals. I missed my crumpet meal, simply because I fell asleep in the afternoon, which isn't a good excuse, but I will add that food in tomorrow to make sure that I hit my weekly intake, which is a more practical way of doing things rather than shoving food in. When I got back from that meal last night, I was not hungry at all, so I went to bed and I will increase my food today to make sure that I hit enough food, which isn't ideal, but it's better than nothing. And I've also screenshotted the training from today as well, so if you want to screenshot that and try that push session, then by all means, please do. And if, like always, if you've got any questions, then please ask, and I'll see you in the next video.
Kane is in the building.